Dylan Brown's done some stand-up and he's asked me to come round and film his introduction to his stand-up DVD. He's actually out in the kitchen now editing it, and I've got it a bit early, so I'm going to go and sneak up on him doing some editing. So let's go and have a little look.
Jesus. Dylan. What are you doing?
Editing.
Oh yeah, I fucking see that, yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
You asked me to come round, mate, and film your DVD.
Creeping around like that.
Creeping? You asked me to come round.
CIA Big Brother, Matt.
What's CIA? You asked me to come round.
But fuck off!
Okay, mate, Jesus Christ. Fucking... It's a bit much, isn't it? Oh. Oh. You alright, Ollie? You alright, mate? Fuck, Jesus Christ. What are you up to?
Is that mate?
What are you doing?
Right, we? Just get a bit of orange and zaft.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, I'm good, yeah. I've been better, but
yeah, actually, if it would yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dylan Brown's done some stand-up and he's asked me to come round and film his introduction to his stand-up DVD. So he's out in the kitchen at the moment editing it, and I'm going to go and sneak up on him and see what he's editing. Let's go have a look.
Oh, hi. You just caught me doing some editing on caught me doing some editing on my new DVD.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's 7 minutes and 20 seconds of pure entertainment bliss.
I bet it is.
Very good. My first stand-up routine. There I am, standing up.
There you are. There you are.
I am. That's.
There's that little bald head. You couldn't miss it a mile off, could you?
It's got a good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shaped head, and
slightly like Roger off of American Dad, sort of. Oh.
Oh, sorry. Hey,
hello, mate. You alright?
Hey, doing you alright?
Yeah, good. What are you up to?
I'll
We're just doing some editing, yeah.
I'll leave you to it. Yeah, nice.
Oh, mate, cool.
Take
care, mate. See you later.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah,
So, yeah, no, it's available from all good retail outlets.
Like where?
HMV don't stock it. I said good retail outlets.
You said good, didn't you? Yeah, I was going to say.
I said good, yeah. You can find it if you dig around.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wish I dig if I wanted to. Give us a clue.
But send me a message on Facebook.
Okay.
And I'll mail it to you direct. Okay. Sign copies.
Okay.
It's very good gig. Live, Dylan Brown live at the Brunswick.
Yes! Please welcome the fantastic. Oh fuck! I've ruined it. No, I haven't. It's Dylan Brown.
How the fuck do I follow that? That's an absolutely impossible job. Thanks for that, Jenkin. Now, when I left school, one of my teachers said to me, Dylan, you'll look back on your school days and you'll think of them as the best days of your life. And I thought, if doing algebra, trying to not get beaten up on a daily basis, and occasionally get to put my hand up Pauline Stokes' skirt is as good as life gets, not really sure I want to continue. Now, I went to school in a small market town called Banbury. The inhabitants of Banbury are called... shut up. That's how you deal with a heckler. The inhabitants... It's alright, he's a friend, he's a nice man. The inhabitants of Banbury are called Bambarians, and now this suits them because it sounds a lot like barbarians. And they are indeed primitive tribal folk you find them somewhere on the evolutionary timeline between Americans and Homo sapiens. They're like still dragging them knuckles after all these years. Now, a good night out for Banbarians involves drinking as much as you can, lynching anyone that looks remotely different, and then going home to have sex with a member of the family. It's not much of a gene pool there. It's a sort of gene puddle, really fucking shallow one. Seriously, I recommend it. You should go. It's lovely. I mean, this is the thing, if you don't mix with outsiders, then you don't tend to get, you know, much good stuff going on. Take the royal family, for example. Years of selective breeding, you wouldn't want to shag any of them. A friend of mine, and she turned around and she said that she thought Will's was quite dishy. Well, I don't know, I mean, compared to his dad, maybe, but by that logic, even David Cameron's doable, and that's something no one should ever contemplate. And Jeremy Clarkson is a sex god. And he isn't, because racism isn't sexy. Now, I got bullied at school, and this was back in the 80s. And this was when you got proper bullies, not like your modern bullies. They're rubbish. They do this cyberbullying by sending me messages on Facebook, calling me a short-ass retard baldy knobhead. Well, that's not bullying, that's just banter. Or that's a day in the kitchen with Gordon Ramsay, minus the odd reference to asparagus. Now, my nemesis at school was a kid called Billy Sullivan. And in my opinion, Billy Sullivan was the biggest wanker to ever walk the face of the planet. And there's been a few. You've had Hitler, wanker, Simon Cowell, huge wanker, and Jedward, a sort of weird 2-for-1 wanker deal. Now, no one messed with Billy Sullivan because he was 8 foot tall and psychotic. He came from a large family of psychos. Old Ma Sullivan, she could drop a psycho at will. That was her unique talent. It's just a human conveyor belt spilling them out everywhere. You had Debbie, Gary, Billy, Leroy, and 35 more. She only used to give each one 6 months in the womb before she forced them out, so she could crack on with the next one. Didn't want to waste any time. And they all looked half done. Sort of. Especially Billy, he was the worst. He had that just one facial expression, the one that seems to be popular with chavs everywhere, just sort of like really fucking angry with everything. He looked like, imagine an alien wanted to make a face mask to pass himself off as human, but only had a picture of Wayne Rooney to work with and he fucked it up. Now, Billy took a dislike to me, because I was clever, apparently. Now, I'm not clever, but if you were to put me in an IQ test against, say, a tin of Spam, I would indeed appear clever. You can put Billy and his entire family in a pub quiz with a tin of Spam and it would be too close to call. Now, one day on the way back home from school, Billy and his goons stopped me. Oi, brownie, you homo. I'm not a homo. Yes, you are. You read poetry. I wonder why it was every time I read the words of Shakespeare I feel like going out and bumming somebody. Cheers for pointing that out, Billy. See? You even admit it. Now, it's called sarcasm, Billy, and they say it's wasted on the stupid. You fucking what? You think you're so clever, don't you, Brownie? You won't be so clever when I fuck you up. Did want to point out that fucking me up wouldn't actually limit my intelligence anyway, it would just hurt me physically, and he seemed very happy with that deal, so fair enough. And silly me for breaking the golden rule, really. Never try and use logic on idiots. Doesn't work. If it did, God would be out of a job. I hope there's some Christians out there. I can't actually see anything up here, it's really weird, apart from just bright lights and one face. I can see yours. Anyway, I got tired of getting bullied. I had to do something about this. So I went and asked one man I thought might be able to help me out. I went and asked my dad for advice. And he said to me, son, what you need to do is confront this Billy character when he's on his own and stand up to him. He'll back down because all bullies are cowards at heart. I said, you sure, Dad? It sounds suicidal to me. Trust me, son, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so off I went. The next time I saw Billy on his own, I made my move. Oi, Sullivan. What? I hadn't really thought this out. I hadn't come with any strategy whatsoever. Not used to being tough. Fair play to Billy, he made it look easy, but I thought I had to go for it, so... Oi, Sullivan. Come on, you dick. It's just me and you now. Not so hard without you goons, are you? He looked down at me for a few seconds and I couldn't really tell what he was thinking. Just the one facial expression, remember. Really fucking angry with everything. Turns out this was the right one. And it was as he started swinging his fist the size of football in my face that I realised this was possibly the dumbest advice I'd ever received. I mean, bullies aren't cowards at heart because you have to be tough to be a bully. You don't get the weedy kid at school waking up one day thinking, you know what, I'm going to try my luck as a school tough guy today. It wouldn't work. You don't go up to a mouse and say, little mouse, you see that cat over there? Yeah, that huge giant ginger tabby that's been terrorising you? Go and have a go at him. Courage, little mouse, you can take him. So the moral of the story is, don't fuck up your act in the first part, that's quite a good moral. Moral number 2, never listen to your dad. Number 3, never go to Banbury. But the one I think I prefer out of all of them is anyone that says brains is better than brawn is talking utter shit. Brawn always overcomes brains. I mean, look at Rambo. Thick as pig shit, he's always the last man standing at the end of the film. Or America. You think they got where they are, ruling the world by being intelligent? No. They rule the world because there's a lot of stupid people over there that really like waving flags and shooting guns. I'm off for several thousand pints now, but thank you very much.
Yes, they can hear you backstage, all that love. Look, can you hear them? Listen. So that's basically all the graduators